Hello everyone. My name is Bhavya Shah and I'm the Director of Academics and Research at IAQS. Uh, Today the speaker is Akash Rughani, who is currently the Program Director of IAQS as well as the founder of IAQS. Mr. Akash Rughani is a qualified chartered accountant and has cleared 10 actuarial papers, and he has been working in the actuarial education domain and actuarial work since the past more than 10 years. So today's session should be very insightful for people who want to understand about the careers and opportunities that actuarial science as a field holds. So please welcome our speaker for today, Akash Rughani.
Great. I think Bhavya gave a good introduction. I will now share my screen. Great, guys. The agenda of today is, as Bhavya mentioned, let you know about actual science and some of the careers that we feel are very let's say important and hold a lot of potential in the future. I don't want it to be a one-way streak, like basically means I'm going on. So I have kept questions along the way. Would expect you all to answer and participate in order to ensure that this remains interactive and insightful. Great. Let's begin with our first question, guys. Uh, what what guys is your career objective? So I'll answer the easy one. Koi bhi cheez career, you select any career predominantly for money. Apart from money, what else do you expect from your career? Yeah, anyone?
I want the job to be exciting.
All right, exciting. All right, interesting. Yeah, Sabya.
I want to be able to satisfy like my hunger for mathematics in my job.
Okay, interest, satisfaction, excitement, money. What else? Yeah, anyone else? What apart from yeah, Preha? Go ahead.
Following my passion.
Passion. Cool. I've got passion, I've got satisfaction, I've got excitement. Broadly, I'll club this in satisfaction. Guys, when we did a basic survey and we understood broadly, if these are the five things that anyone wants from any career. First is wealth, money, I already spoke of. Second is job satisfaction. Now, job satisfaction comes from passion, from something with respect to satisfaction. You have your work-life balance. So there are various things that a person wants from a job in terms of the satisfaction element. So I'll cover everything up in satisfaction. Then comes innovation. I need to go to office or I need to go to my workplace and do something new. I should innovate. It should not be the same thing over and over again. Then there should be autonomy. If I am doing something, I should have a say in it. Okay. It should not be like कि कोई बोल रहा है मैं करते जा रहा हूँ, and if I say anything, my opinion is not valued. And finally, it should make a difference to society as a whole. So typically, when people start working, the points 1 and 3 are the ones that they have. 2, 4, and 5 typically come later on in their careers when the wealth piece is a little satisfied and they're satisfied with their work. After that, they want to do something new. After that, they want to see that they have autonomy and they make difference to the organization as a whole. Okay. These are the points that typically are there. Now I will get into the career aspects that are there. Great. Again with a question. I think a very good time to ask this question. Who, according to you guys, is the best cricketer of all time? Yeah? Who, according to you guys, is the best? Okay. Yeah. So Sachin, MSD, I think I see less cricket fans. That means I would expect more answers. Yeah, Preha, Priya, Savya, Shaurya, Snehal. Yeah, if you guys could participate. Cool. Okay, I've now Dravid coming in. Great, great. It may not be an Indian as well. Cool. So, guys, the purpose. I'm not into cricket. That's all right. Let's. The purpose of asking the question, guys, was not obviously to know the best batsman. Arguably, anyone can come up with any answer. But the point of asking the question was not the answer. The point of asking the question is, what did you go through? So if somebody said number of centuries, yes, Sachin. If somebody said best finisher of the game, MS Dhoni. Somebody said very good batting averages, uh, then it would be Rahul Dravid. Yeah. So on what context you thought of the answer is very important. And finally, when asked something, if you could justify that context. So I can say that, let's say I'm looking at the best batting averages. I would have said Virat Kohli or Don Bradman. Or when I want India wins the game maximum, I would have said MSD. Yeah. So that's the context that we are looking out for. There is no right answer. So that brings us to our first career per se, which is actuarial science. Okay. Actuarial science, guys, you are trying to predict the future, and you're trying to predict the future by doing three things. Okay. You are trying to identify what risks are there. You are then trying to predict it, and finally, then trying to minimize it. Okay. Once I have identified, I need to quantify it, and then, sorry. Yeah. So this is a field which is very, very heavily relying upon the fact that they're able to justify what would happen in the future. Okay. So again, no right answer. If somebody asked what is the possible loss that I'm going to get, I will say based on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is the loss that I think you will get. And if you do this, the loss impact can be reduced or minimized. Okay. Broadly, this is majoritarily used in the fields of BFSI, which is banking, financial services, and insurance. Apart from that, it is also used in other strategic and marketing. The point is there is a very high potential of this career stream because of the numbers that I've highlighted here. If you can see, there are roughly around 600 odd actuaries in India. Compared to that, there are almost 30,000 in the US, 25,000 in the UK. So the number and the growth potential is quite massive. Yeah. Then let's go ahead with our next career option, which is data. Okay, data per se is quite connected to actuaries. So actuaries use data predominantly in the BFSI domain. Normal data sciences would be using this across any or every domain that is there. Okay, so I may use it in marketing, I may use it in consulting, I may use it in retail, healthcare, education. This has become far more and more important because of the advent of technology. And after COVID, this has gained great space. I think anyone who reads papers or anyone who just does a simple search would always find data science is one of the top careers. The reason is we are generating a lot of data. And because there is a lot of data getting generated, there is far more value to professionals who can make sense of this. Okay. The third is yeah. So quantitative finance is basically using this data in the field of finance in two areas. One is trading and investment, and second is risk quantification. Okay. So there are a lot of people now who have started trading using a lot of or investment using a lot of data. These professionals are basically quant finance professionals, which are basically using mathematical formulas in order to analyze trends in the business segments and try to profit from it. Okay, there is a great trend towards this, and more with adoption of technology increasing, this is another area that would benefit greatly from this entire thing. Cool. So I have been on and on careers. The next question would be, how do I pursue these careers? Yeah. So the way I could pursue these career streams, guys, traditionally is that, let's say the way I have done it. I did some BCom course. Yeah. Ishika, you can go to the next one. Yeah. So this is the way I used to study. So let's say I studied actuarial science by pursuing BCom and then trying to clear exams from an institute. If you want to do quant finance, again, I do a BCom BAF and try to pursue a professional qualification. If I want to do data science, I do a BSc statistics or a BSc engineering and then try to do various online degree programs. Okay. So basically up till now, this has been quite a two-tiered structure where you are doing X at graduation and trying to do Y at your career space, trying to make your career. Okay. In this, we observed certain issues. Okay. So there were certain issues that we observed in this entire career streams. Ishika. So broadly, what were the issues? We saw that there is no organized route. So basically, I'm studying Y at college, X for my career, and many times this X and Y clashes. Second is based on what I'm studying at college. If there is something that happens at my college or university, it does not matter to me because I am trying to pursue myself in X. Then X being distance learning, I don't have any idea how practical things work. I don't have a continuous study support. And finally, when it comes to employment, when asked a practical question of a theoretical thing that I've studied, I fumble. So whenever I ask something on the things that I've been studying, sometimes I'm not able to explain it the way it should have been. Okay. So in order to solve these problems, what we have done is we have integrated both into one. So basically now whatever you study at college is what your career stream is. Okay, so it's a degree which supports professional learning, because of which you will have a great exposure towards the entire how practicality happens. There are projects as a part of the program. There are internships also as a part of the program, enabling students to get the best exposure along with the learning that is there. So I basically learn as well, and at the same time I am able to practically see it, so which helps me in my future employment and future jobs. Yeah, we can go ahead. Yes, ahead. So this is where we basically are there. We offer the BSc Actuarial and Quantitative Finance as a program, which is a 3-year degree program, now 4 years with NAP. So it's a 4-year program where basically you are taught Actuarial Science, Quantitative Finance, and Data Science, 3 integrated into one. This is the only program in India which has been accredited by IFOA for 6 exemptions. So if you remember when I mentioned the traditional way, what people used to do, they used to do BCom and they used to clear exams. Now both are finished. What you do is basically only focus on this program. If you score well in the program, you will be eligible for exemptions. Okay, you don't have to give 6 actuarial exams. Those 6 actuarial exams are done for you. You will directly start with the 7th or 8th one once you graduate. So this basically streamlines everything that I've been talking about. You get everything in one place. Along with that, your faculties, industry. Along with that, you will be working on industrial case studies. We have tied up with a lot of corporates. So your internships, placements, everything is in this domain. Okay. Plus, you will be interacting with more than 100 people in the same region as what you are looking at, 100 actuarial or finance professionals of the future. So the alumni, the bonding that you make will be far more helpful to you in the future. So we have already now in the last 5 years tied up with 3 to 5 universities. Okay, so we've tied up with universities like Australian National University, which is the first university or the #1 university in Australia. Our students get direct entry. So if anyone here after completing the program wants to go into Australia, get a direct entry to all these programs that are mentioned in your screen. If they want to go into the UK, they get a direct entry into BASE and Harriet Watt into the various actuarial and finance programs that they have. This enables the student for you to go on to this enables the students for you to go on to pursue foreign opportunities as well and a direct pathway. Apart from that, for ANU, we also have a 2+2 program. 2 years you can do here for your bachelor's, and the remaining 2 years you can do it. Remaining 2 years you can do it in Australia, enabling you to get a BSc degree, either in finance or in actuarial science from the Australian National University. So broadly, the 6-point advantage that we feel is there. There is a single point focus because you're studying what your professional career is and you're studying that in college itself. You get placements, your industry or study support in the right domain. You expand your network with industry professionals because you will be interacting with professionals in this domain. You also learn all the new age skills like Python, R, VBA, SQL, Prophet. Okay. There are various international opportunities predominantly for two reasons. One, we already have tie-ups, plus the exemptions that you get from IFOA guys is accredited across more than 100 countries in the world. So I can go ahead and work after this in 100 countries. Cool. So ideally, how should I plan the career? Aim should be in the 3 years that I get exemptions of up to 6 actuarial exams. After that, I do 1-2 years of WorkX and get placed. After that, I may decide whether I want to do the remaining papers in India or whether I want to go and do masters outside India. Okay, the choice will be yours, but I would say roughly a 1 year of WorkX greatly helps to make an informed choice for going on the future. So anyone looking to enter, this is the career progression that typically you should think of. In the 3 years, get your exemptions, get into a good job. 1.5 year after your job, decide if you're liking your job, you're getting enough opportunities to give exams and study simultaneously, complete it from here. If you feel you want an international exposure, there are enough tie-ups that you already have and you can go across for those international exposures. These are the areas where our placements work. So we boast almost around a 90% placement for our bachelor's program. These are the various companies in which typically students get placed. These are the roles. Almost 40% of our placements happen in the insurance domain, but there is almost more than 50% happening in other domains like finance, like analytics, like business analysts, like insurtech, like private equity. So there are other areas that also get placements into where various actuarial and finance professionals work. So anyone wanting to get in, typically after your 12th, you have to give an entrance test, which is called as a QAT, which is a 70-30 split between maths, stats, and English. 70% is maths, stats, and 30% is English. The maths, stats level is very, very same as your 11th, 12th. After that, there is an interview round that happens. There's an interview that is typically taken to assess your communication skills. If both are clear, you are granted admission onto the program. In case you have already done the ASET or any actuarial exams, you don't have to give a QAT. You have to only give personal interview and you will be eligible for direct entry. Anyone's interested, you can scan the code, the QAT registration is there, you can go on. I will now open it up to questions. I already see some questions. I wanted to ensure that I answer, I get done with the basic understanding and then I answer it together. So what is the duration of the course? The duration of the course is basically 3 years, but with NEP coming in, you have an optional 4th year. So what has happened is Maharashtra from 2 years before has adopted the new education policy. Per that policy, all degree programs have to offer 4 years. It is up to the student whether he wants to opt for the 4th year or not. So if you do 3 years, you will get a degree. If you do 4 years, you get a degree plus honors in research. So if you do the 4th year, you'll get a BSc honors. I hope I've answered that, Alok. Savya, what is the maximum pay? Savya, I would not say that should be the way you look at things. Pay for, I can give you enough examples of IIT or IIMs earning crores and enough IIT, IIMs earning nothing. Pay ideally, Savya, should be something that you look at when you start. So typically, if you're done with 6 papers, our median placement package for our student has been 10 lakhs. For our master student, it has been, I think, 11 to 12 lakhs. Okay, I can also boast the highest package of around 18 lakhs and the lowest package of 8-9 lakhs. But the point is not that. The point is it will give you a start. After the start, how the journey is, Savya, is entirely upon you. Any degree, be it actuary, be it CA, be it engineering, will always give you a start. The rest of the journey is entirely up to you, how you can make that 10 lakh into 10 crore or 10 lakh into 50 lakh or 10 lakh into 1 crore. Great. I'm open to questions in case. So actuarial studies help with CA. No, Savya. Not much overlap. I would say a 30% overlap. There are 2-3 subjects which overlap, or 2-3 topics which overlap. But apart from that, there is not much of an overlap with CA. Yeah. In case you have any more questions, I'm open to it. You can unmute yourself and also speak.
Hi, Akash.
Yeah, Abhigyan, you can go ahead.
Yeah, so this is Samitav. I'm Abhigyan's father. I have a question. Um, uh, like you said that the bachelor's program gives you exemption. When you complete the bachelor's program, it's like you have finished 6 papers. Uh, when you do the master's program, is there additional papers that are that are considered done?
Yes, for a master's program, we have exemptions for up to 7, but we teach 9 papers in our master's programs. But you have an opportunity for exemption of up to 7. The 7th paper, to be very honest, is one of the toughest papers in the actuarial course. It's called as CP1, which is Actuarial Actual Control Cycle. So it's one of the toughest papers. So it's quite heavy in terms of the entire thing. So we teach 9, but you have exemptions for up to 7.
So when you say that you have exemptions for 7, does it mean that the completion of the course automatically doesn't?
Yes, it does not. Yeah. So the criteria for exemption. So there is a threshold. You need to score well in the program. Okay. Ideally, up till now, around 65% is the threshold. So if you score above 65% in your exams in the college, you are eligible for exemptions.
Okay, so this you are talking about the bachelor's program or the master's
program?
No,
so approximately it is in the same range. So it's 60 to 65. So that's the broad range for almost everything.
So just to, can I continue asking you questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
So just trying to understand, since you're data people, so you might be able to tell me, like, in your class, how many people do you have? How big is the class?
So our bachelor's cohort is around 45 each. So around 90 kids.
Okay.
And so, our master's cohort is around 40.
Okay. So, among your in each cohort, what is the kind of percentage that you usually see that that gets exemption for the 6 papers?
So we have been in this range. So the lowest that we have gone is 59 for one of the subjects, and highest we have gone is 65. So you need to understand that exemption aisa nahi hai ki you will get all 6 or nothing. Okay. So let's say you score well in some exams, but you don't score well in the others. So the places where you have scored well, you will get exemptions. The places where you haven't scored well are the ones that you will not get for. So it's not all or nothing. There are students who get 3, 4, all 6 as well. So it's not all or nothing sort of a place.
Okay. And so when you say 7 in the masters, you are just saying that one more after the bachelor's, right?
Correct. One more
after the bachelor's. So basically, your master's program basically facilitates the student to pass the 7th paper if they have already passed 6 in their bachelor's, right?
No. So you'll have to give all. So if you have, if you're looking at an integrated bachelor's and master's, then as things stand right now, I would not recommend my bachelor's student to do the master's. Our master's is a mutually exclusive set. So basically, our masters are typically those set of people who have come to know about actuaries later on in their career. I think Deepak here just mentioned. So typically, he's working in insurance and wants to work and do masters. So typically, a lot of our master students are very similar to what just Deepak mentioned. Deepak, it will depend upon how comfortable you are. It's a full-time program, so you need to ensure that your work life compromises a little, okay, before you decide to go ahead. So you need to ensure that you are able to give around 4 to 5 hours daily towards this, and the remaining hours you can contribute to work. So if you feel you can get this done, then think of it. Yeah, sorry, I missed out on the name, but Abhigyan, I hope I've answered.
Yeah, so I understood that the masters people who are joining the masters program, they are actually have done a bachelor's in something else. It's not BSc Actuarial Sciences. So your
Correct.
masters program actually allows them to come on board at a later stage in their life after they have completed their bachelor's in some other stream. Okay, got it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Great. Aditya, what are the career paths of doing bachelor's in economics and actuarial? So, career path, typically, if I talk about 11th, 12th, you can opt for, if you're opting for commerce, typically have the maths and the finance piece with you. If you're opting for science, you can have the PCM with you. I would not require chemistry or biology per se if you're opting for science as a stream. Okay, both augur well. It's not that there is a very big advantage of commerce or very big advantage of science. The meat point, I think that there are two questions that anyone needs to ask themselves. One is they should be interested in mathematics, statistics, and the second thing is they should be interested in the financial world per se. Okay, if these two things click a yes, it is a career that everyone should definitely explore and decide how do we want to go ahead with it. How to prepare Preha, broadly it's 11 12th match stats. So apart from that, once you register, we share across a question bank which is roughly around 200 to 300 questions, which gives you a good practice. So I think you practice that and you do 11 12 match stats, that should be sufficient enough to solve it. The only thing that you have to work on a little is, because it's an MCQ based test with negative marking, you need to work on how to use the calculator quickly in order to ensure that you're able to answer and solve it fast. That's the only piece. Conceptually, I don't think so a lot of learning is required, but when you hit sit to solve, you need to be comfortable with the calculators. Which job can I take? Can I get a good package? Alok, what is a good package according to you? So our range, as I mentioned, our range typically is 8 to 13 for our bachelors, with the median being around 10. So this is the typical package that our students get in post graduation. For masters, Base Business School is offering paper exemptions within 1 year. So it is good. Deepak, your call. So you also need to appreciate the cost that goes in through Base. Second thing is, I feel personally, if you're going abroad, you should go with a thought process of trying to settle there, because spending in pounds and earning in rupees is something which is not advisable. So if you are planning to go abroad, more than papers and exemptions, I think you should also look at the employment opportunities there. If the employment opportunities satisfy you, only then decide, because for base, you would be at least spending 40 to 50 lakhs in 1 year. Is BSc in actuarial good or actuarial with BCom? Priya, I mean, so actuarial basically gives you an overall grooming. You are groomed in basically the actuarial exams. You are groomed in communication. You are groomed in all the technological related stuffs that are there, which are happening in actuarial. So let's say in actuarial there is a software which is called as FIS Profit, which is used by all life insurance companies in India. Okay, we have licenses and we train students in that particular software. That all gives you an edge. If you try to do all of this on your own, you may be able to do it, but it will require a lot of effort in order to ensure that you are upkeep with it. So the call is yours. One is holistic grooming and one is grooming in silos. Your call. How do you want to go about it? What job I can take? Job, Savya, broadly you will start as an analyst, either a data, actuarial, or a finance. I think I had put up the roles also, no? Quant analyst, private equity analyst. So you'll start as an analyst. After that, you typically work your way through up the ladder across various things that are there. No, Ishika, it's ahead. It's in the placement slide. Is the annual fee for pursuing? So the annual fee is 2,20,000 per annum. there are scholarships available to people in, so there is a need-based scholarship that is there, typically anywhere in the region of 10% to 30%. Can apply for those scholarships. So yeah, so private equity analyst, quant analyst, life insurance, may will start as an actuarial analyst and all that. Alok, when is the upcoming batch starting? So we'll be starting once the Mumbai University rolls out. So we are a part of the University of Mumbai. So ideally, our start dates and all are decided by them. Our academic year in July for an upcoming batch. So July to mid-July is where we start. But our registrations for QAT and QAT have begun. So ideally, if you are looking across, you may give the entrance and close the entrance-related formalities. College will start in the month of July. Alok, a median package of 9 to 10. Yeah, Alok, so your placement, and I think this is a one very big misconception that people have, your placement is not only related to exemptions or papers. Okay, we have seen in our case people who have got 2 exemptions, 3 exemptions also have been able to get 11-12 lakh rupee package. Okay, so apart from placements, how are you able to communicate? How are you able to solve problems? What is your commitment levels? Okay, given a difficult topic, are you able to solve the problem? ये सारे softer side of skills भी बहुत ज़्यादा demonstrate all of this as well. Apart from papers, एक बार 2-3 हुए चलेगा, but अगर ये सब skills कम हुए ना, तो your package ability reduces. So it is not only actuarial papers that gets you the best job. Yeah. So I think, yeah, Ishika has put up the QAT link. In case you are interested, you may go across to the link. I think I've answered all questions. In case I haven't, great. So in case you have any more questions, guys, more than happy to engage with, you can come down on a one-on-one counseling. Ishika's put up all the details. You can call Ishika up at our center and you can visit the center and also have the one-on-one counseling, get your doubts solved. If something happens, let's say go home, somebody asks a question and you don't have an answer, feel free to reach out to us. We are more than happy to solve anything that's there. Okay, but highlighting it again, in case you like math stats and finance is an area of your interest, then definitely explore this career option. It offers good potential for everyone. Great, guys. Thanks for being such a patient audience, listening to me so nicely. Okay, I'll take this last one before I end it. Sir, I'm from Nepal. My board exam will be minute May. Alok, so for our international students, the route is a little different. There is a single window system that is there of the University of Mumbai. So I would advise you apply via the single window system. We will be getting a confirmation from the University of Mumbai for your admission. So it is not that we can directly admit you in. We'll have to go via the single window clearance that is there. So ideally, as soon as your 12th gets done, complete the entrance and other formalities. I think if your results will be out by mid of July, we will have a word with there to have your eligibility through. So stay in touch with our counselors. They will help and guide you through. Don't worry. I mean, there's a single window mechanism. It's a little different, which has to go through for international students. Shaurya, you have installment facility. It's not monthly, it's quarterly. You can pay the fees quarterly in quarterly installments. And in case there are any issues, do OCI card holders? No, so you classify as an international student, Aditya, based on your 11th, 12th. If your 11th, 12th is of the Indian education system, which is, let's say you did 11th, 12th either from any CBSE, IC, SSE, any board in India, then it will be as per the Indian rules. If even though you have done a CBSE, but let's say you have done it from the Gulf, Dubai, or anywhere else, then it will qualify as an international. So where you have done your 11th, 12th is what matters. So if you have done it in India, then you will classify as an Indian student, Aditya. Alok, the fee for international students is a little different. I would say get in touch once with our counselors. They will help and guide you through. Don't worry. Great. Cool then, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy, and thanks for listening to me so patiently. I hope I've given you enough information to explore more about this field and take more steps in this. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.